Hi, my name is Chiuizu and my section is NS3. And for the topic today, I have chosen my favorite sport, which is basketball. Now, basketball is a pretty simple game to understand. It's a team sport and the game is played between two sides. Now, the core objective in a basketball game is to score points by putting a ball inside the basket and to prevent the opposing team from doing the same. Now, a basketball game starts at the center of the court when the ball is thrown up high by the referee and one player from each team competing to gain possession. The team that catches the ball or in possession is called the offensive team, while the team not getting the ball is the defensive team. Now, the offensive team plays with the intent of getting the ball through the opposition's hoop or scoring a field goal, after moving the ball around the court by passing or dribbling, abiding by a fixed set of basketball rules. But basketball throughout its years have expanded into different types of basketball. Now there's the typical 5-on-5 basketball game that we see played in the NBA. There's also the half-court 3-on-3 game, which is similar to a regular game, but the difference is that this sport is played on a half court with just one basket and essentially has the same rules as basketball. But instead of a jump ball, a coin toss decides the team that starts. Now, every successful ball shot inside the arc is given a point, where every ball shot behind the arc is awarded 2 points. Now, this sport is played for a duration of 10 minutes with a total number of points of 21. Now, the first team that scores 21 wins. And this variation of basketball is getting more and more popular by the day as it was just added to the Summer Olympics in 2021. Now, besides that, there's also beach basketball, which is the type of basketball that's played at the beach. Now, the rules are similar to regular basketball, though players don't bounce the ball due to the difficulty of the sand surface and can only move the ball by throwing or passing. Now, in this version of basketball, two teams play with 3 players each, and the court is composed of sand. Now, there should be 2 opposing baskets and backboards, and the players should be playing barefoot. Now, finally, street ball is also a variation of basketball that is getting increasingly more popular, typically played on an outdoor court and featuring significantly less formal and enforcement of the game's rules. As such, the format is more conducive to players showing off their individual skill set. Now, after talking about the different variations of basketball, let's discuss the history of the sport. Now, the origin of basketball can be traced to Springfield, Massachusetts, in the USA. Dr. James Naismith, a Canadian physical instructor working at the YMCA International Training School in Springfield, invented the sport of basketball in 1891. Instructed to devise an indoor sport to keep the YMCA athletes in shape during the harsh winter months, Naismith came up with a sport involving 2 peach baskets and a soccer ball with a set of 13 rules. The National Basketball League was the first professional league in the world and was centered in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And the National Basketball League's teams stretch from New York City to central New Jersey. The league began operation in the 1898-99 season and disbanded in January 1904. Now, the league originally debuted on December 1st, 1898, with a game between the Trenton Nationals and the Hancock Athletic Association at Textile Hall in Philadelphia. The Nationals rallied in the second half to win the first ever championship, 21-19. Later on in 1936, basketball will be formally introduced in the Summer Olympics. Now, basketball was included as a medal event and has been a permanent fixture in the Games ever since. The United States of America is by far the most successful country in Olympics basketball, with the U.S. men's team having won 16 of 19 tournaments which they participated, including 7 consecutive titles from 1936 to 1968. After its success in the Olympics, the National Basketball Association, or as it's more widely known, the NBA, was created in 1946 and is the most popular men's professional basketball league in the entire world. Now, I have been playing basketball for about 7 years now, and nowadays I usually spend around 2 to 4 hours a day playing it, and typically playing in 2 sessions, once in the afternoon and once at night. And I usually play around 5 times per week. Now, besides that, my favorite basketball player of all time is definitely Stephen Curry. He's the poster boy for the new age of basketball and has helped turn basketball into a more worldwide sport than it's ever been. Just to list off some of his accomplishments, he's a 4-time NBA champion, a 2-time MVP, and an 8-time NBA All-Star. But his impact on the court goes way beyond those accomplishments, as he literally changed the way the game is played with his immaculate 3-point shooting and is known as the greatest 3-point shooter of all time and one of the best players of all time. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for watching.